guess where we are? Yeah, everything's orange. So, got a bunch of parts given to me. We've got one of those three-wheeled Rascal style scooters that has an alloy wheel on the front. We've got some sort of jazzy something or other that has a much larger tire than I had from the factory. As you can see here, the fender has been trimmed a little bit. And there's another chair that I put in the other van. Then this is the motorized part of the Rascal thing there. I think the first project with all this stuff is I'm gonna take this three-wheeled scooter and make it into an RC car. I feel like that would be an appropriate use for it. It's super old. I don't know if it works. It did at one point, but they got rid of it for some reason. Let's see if we can get the thing to power up at least. I've got a couple of old crummy batteries here that should be small enough to fit in there. If not, we'll see. Let's get all this stuff outside. Before we get too carried away though, it's time for another coat of rat juice. And as you can see here, the two halves of this thing snap back together. There's a little latch right here you pull, and then the back half tilts off with these connection points and your wiring connects up here. I think, yeah, that's the battery charger. I'm not sure where the controller is. Oh, there it is. This thing might need some help before it's functional again. You ever have those days where you're just kind of annoyed at most things in general? And maybe some people that live right above you? Oh, there's nothing better than living in an apartment, let me tell you. Came out here to storage again, of course. It's the one to hang out that doesn't have people walking around above your head. I'm going to pull a couple of the chairs out of one of the units and put them in the other unit. I do not have electricity in this one, and I need to charge these chairs, or keep them charged. So what I normally do is rotate them into the other one every few weeks and just plug them in so they stay topped off and all that good stuff. While I'm here, I need to pull the Power Soccer mounts off of one of the chairs because there's another one we're gonna put it on or something. I don't know. I'm gonna start moving stuff around. Do you hear that? There's bagpipes. Who the F is playing bagpipes? That's the most random thing in the world. Okay, we're going on an expedition. I need to find these bagpipes. I think they're coming from the woods over here. Yep, there's a guy over there in the woods practicing his bagpipes. Well, I've gotten the other chair that I need to charge over in the other unit. It's plugged in now. Unfortunately, I cannot find my attachments for the impact drill that will let me put sockets on the end of it. They were around here somewhere, but I think they might have ended up back at the apartment somewhere. I've got like hand tools and ratchets and stuff. I could probably just use those to remove the guard mount from this chair. This thing here is what I want to take off. It's just got these bolts on here basically. While I was digging around in storage just now trying to find my adapter for the impact drill, I found the internet. This right here is the entire internet condensed into one book. This has anything you could possibly want to know. Like for example, on this page, we've got sound decibels and whether they cause hearing damage and examples of things that make that noise. Flip a few more pages, we've got the slope of conveyor belts and the maximum load that they can transmit based on the amount or the type of rubber used, steel tubing specs, nozzle discharge flow rates for power washers and things. Like basically anything you can possibly want. Listings for ranks of all the military and their symbols. Like this is the whole internet in one little book that fits in your pocket. I think these things are maybe 20 bucks, but if you do any sort of fabrication or like engineering work or anything, these are great. They have another edition as well that is automotive reference. I haven't looked at this quite as much, but it looks like it's got things like gasoline and the BTU energy of it, which fuels are better, the load rating of metric and standard tires, lateral acceleration calculations, weight transfer, leaf spring rates. I don't know. Between these two things, like, you don't even need Google anymore. It's pretty great. Well, can't find the stuff I need, so we're gonna use the manual tools. Just kind of annoying. Hands get tired, but at least I can do it. So let's get to this and remove these bracketries thingies. Oh good, the wrench doesn't really fit in there. Hey, hands are tired already. I'm gonna check on the other storage unit. I might have some more adapters over there. All right, I found the flat wrench driver. Maybe this will be a little easier. Okay, never mind. That doesn't work. All right, this is one of those times that I'm feeling disabled. Sometimes it's just more than others. I can't get the bolts off this chair. I have some ratcheting end wrenches that would probably help, but trying to use these and that other tool just is not working. I guess I don't need to get that off of there right now. I guess I'll just put it back in the storage unit. The other chair's charging. That was the main thing I needed to do, so we'll just leave this here for now. Find something else to do. Just remember, there is something that I can do today. My drone parts are here. I checked and I've got everything I need. I could go back and screw around with that. That way at least I feel like I've accomplished something. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Like I said, the main goal is to get one of those chairs charging for now. Tomorrow I'll swap it out for another one and just keep the rotation going so we don't fry the batteries. But yeah, I'm gonna head back, I think, and play with some drones. Oh, almost forgot there's coffee in here. That's the Cold Brew Labs, by the way. Thank you for everyone who sends that to me. And about this book again, if you want to find one of these, you can just look on Amazon for Pocket Ref. Here is the ISBN number, if you're interested. Focus, there we go. So there's the ISBN number and the barcode. You could probably get out your phone and scan your computer screen for this barcode and look it up that way. But it should be pretty easy to find. And then we have aluminum here. Okay, I'm gonna put this down. I could sit and read that thing for hours. It's amazing. Oh, and BT Dubs. This is the lacquer I used. This stuff, well, I used it on the hood and the roof last year when I clear coated this van right after I got it. And that paint stripper I used wouldn't touch this stuff. I guess that's why they have lacquer thinner and paint thinner, because paint thinner doesn't affect lacquer, or if it does, not very well. But this is definitely the stuff to use. They have it in clear, like a high gloss, sort of a matte gloss. And I think they have it in black or something too, but yeah, this is the stuff right here. I used 4 cans of it, so not too bad. Come to think of it, that's probably why my hands are not as happy with me today. I was using all those rattle cans yesterday. Made it back over here. Plastic part for the drone. This is the lower part of the frame. I believe I'm gonna keep the upper part. It wasn't damaged too badly, but the other problem is all the electronics are attached to the upper part, and that involves unsoldering ESCs and motor controllers, and I don't really want to do that. So this is the part we're gonna replace. As you can see, a little bit of action there on that corner. So we're gonna take off the legs, take off the wiring, transfer it over to the new one, and the air conditioner is running in here, and I'm also listening to another live streamer that I really want to listen to. So we're gonna do this with the overhead camera, and I'm just gonna time lapse it because it's gonna be loud in here. And just for no reason, I've replaced one of the light bulbs in the lighting rig with the flame bulb. Probably doesn't add much color, but it's kind of interesting, so there's that. I need a short break from that. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it requires a lot of focus and concentration to get all those connectors on there. A friend just texted me, he wants to go down to Krispy Kreme and grab some coffee, so we're gonna do that real quick. Then we'll come back and hopefully, maybe get this thing in the air? I'm not sure, we'll see. Well, I went down to the donut shop and hung out with a friend for a little bit, got some coffee, caught up on things. Time to get back to getting the drone put together. I'm hoping we can fly it today. All right, now we're at this part here where the plastic is a little bit screwed up. I think putting the screws into this motor is gonna close up this gap, and I think we'll be all right. But let's jam them in here and see what happens. Oh boy, that motor's crooked. See how it's like twisted this way? I have a feeling that's going to affect the flight trajectory a little bit. Maybe I can tighten that down a little more. Worst case scenario, the other motors will have to work a little harder, and the IMU might be able to stabilize it. Yeah, you can see how this one's like a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and get the main body screws put back in here. There we go, it's these guys. Not sure what those are for. The screwdriver bit, or the Torx bit's not quite long enough, so what I'm having to do is pull it out, and then instead of seating this all the way in here, I'm pulling it out just a little bit. Wait a second. Ha! It has an extension. I don't know if that helps me though. Luckily there's only one screw left. Nope, extension doesn't help. So I have to start it, then pull the bit out, kind of hold it with my finger, and then screw it back in. Seems like we're getting back to being a little more like a drone. That motor's still crooked, but yeah. I think we're ready to put the camera on, actually. Let's see, what parts do we have left? There's the LED diffusers, which I got new ones of those. The leg covers and our new screws for the camera. Yeah, I think we're just about done here. Oh, let me go grab the camera real quick. Here's our new $300 camera. And there's a couple of connectors that need to be put on, and then this metal plate goes over the top of those. So let's try and get these on here without breaking stuff too much. Let's see, which way does this go? I think like this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we've got two connectors, one of them just kind of slips in here. Like that, and the other one's a little Lego style connector, so you just sort of push that over the top and then boom, there we go, snapped in. This will kind of sit here. Grab our little bar here that covers the connections. Let's see, which way does this go? Looks like this way. There we go. These are little tiny Phillips. Now we'll use our extension since we know we have it. Ha! Try and grab one of these screws. Again, they're pretty magnetic. If this falls in here, I'm going to be having a bad day. Try that again. There we go. We're getting dangerously close to this being done. Now, grab our new camera module screws. Very carefully line this up. Yeah, and our metal tabs here are now over the holes where they're supposed to be on both sides.
And the screws that hold this on also hold those on. And this whole plate is actually metal. It should just kind of push down on here. Yeah, there we go. Let's put those side screws on first since they're the most critical. Well, critical for being lined up properly. Nice. Good, we didn't strip out the plastic. I was kind of worried about that. This is going to be one of those annoying things, I think. At least I have extras of these screws if they fall out of here and end up under the refrigerator or something like that. Alright, got it. I really hope this camera module works because I'm way outside my window for returning this to the guy on eBay I bought it from. And that screw is highly stripped out. Let's try another one. It could be a little tighter, but the Torx bit is, it looks okay. Alright, starting to look like a drone now. I think we're getting pretty close. The last thing is replacing these quick connects. You can see how there's hooks there that the propellers are supposed to attach to, and some of them are sheared off. I've got some new blades. These supposedly came with the hardware. Ah, there we go. So we've got new springs and new quick connectors. There we go. So we can get these put on here, and then we'll be ready for a test flight, or at least to power it up. Ah, the camera works. Excellent. Wasn't sure there for a minute. It's definitely not in as pristine condition as the seller said it was, but whatever. It was like $200 cheaper than the rest of them. Yeah, there's a tiny bit of rain. I'm all ready to take this thing on its maiden voyage, but, well, let me check with the app and see what it says. It says light rain stopping in 20 minutes and starting 10 minutes after that. I'm gonna go get some food real quick and see if the rain clears up. And if it does, I want to power it up and see if it'll fly. I don't want to take it on any voyages or anything. I just want to know if it's gonna work. We're definitely starting to get some rain. Dang it. Well, I'll go get food and then see what's going on. While I'm waiting for the rain to go away, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I got 3 coats of clear lacquer put on the van over the rust. So it's probably good that I've got the clear coat on there now because it's starting to rain. It turns out the way I was rusting this thing, the rust is just very superficial and you can just kind of knock it off with your finger. Like if you rub your hand along it, the rust just pops right off. So it had to be sealed in to actually hold it in place. I was thinking I wanted to leave the van sitting in the rain so it would rust, but I think that would actually wash it off. So glad I've got the sealer on there now. And it's actually pretty cool being able to see a super rusty thing and the water beads up on top of it. All right, off to food, and then hopefully it quits raining. You know, if it doesn't quit raining, it's not raining hard, I might still try and fly the thing anyways, just a little bit to make sure it works. I don't know, we'll see. Well, the rain's let up just enough that I think I'm gonna go ahead and fly this thing. I've got an SD card in here that I don't care about, just in case it doesn't come back. Let's get these propellers on here. These are brand new Chinesium propellers. And I've replaced the quick couplers on 2 of the motors, because they were the ones that were damaged. But we're gonna use all 4 brand new blades, just because science. Okay, it doesn't really fit in this case as well now. I think the legs are still a bit tweaked, and it really does not like coming in and out of here. There we go, rip the gimbal guard off. Yeah, the legs aren't quite straight. I also have not reinstalled the covers on the legs to access the screws, because they're so hard to get on and off of there. If I need to take this apart again, I don't want to have to pry those off, so yeah, that's my excuse anyways. Just a test flight anyhow, I want to know if this is going to work. There's some seriously dark clouds, I think it's going to start pouring soon. Alright, it's warming up.
Oil point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Yeah, so while it's warming up, yeah, the one motor that you can see here, it's a little bit twisted, but I think the flight controller should be able to compensate for it. I guess we'll find out. All right, ready to go. It works. Actually sounds pretty good too. Oh, it's telling me the compass is screwed up. I'm getting a compass error now. Yep, it's giving me warnings about obstacle avoidance failing. Not sure what that's all about. I'm not sure if it's because the propellers are wet, but the thing actually sounds really good. It's giving me precision hovering on obstacle avoidance may fail errors, and a forward sensor vision calibration error. Let me see if I can calibrate that. And also the compass needs to be calibrated, which isn't surprising. I just took the thing apart. Let's see if we can fix this. All right, so on the app here, it's telling me to recalibrate the vision system using DJI Assistant 2. Oh, it says, or use DJI Go for urgent issue. So I should be able to recalibrate this with the app, maybe? We'll see. So I'm looking at the front vision sensors on this thing, and I actually can't see the cameras through the holes. I wonder if there was little covers I was supposed to peel off before I assembled it or something. That's weird. Well, I just shined my cell phone camera down inside the camera holes, and I can in fact see them. The lenses appear to be a little bit darker than normal though, so I'm not sure if that's what's going on. I'm gonna calibrate the compass and then try it again. I mean, the obstacle avoidance seems to be working. I can see it says how many feet I am in front of it. So, I don't know. Maybe the lenses are just dark on this new part that I got. I probably should have checked before I put it together. Anyways, I'm gonna calibrate the compass. Okay, I'll have to screw this later. It's starting to rain. It's time to get the heck out of here. But yeah, it's pretty obnoxious to calibrate the compass on these things, especially when you're in a wheelchair, because the wheelchair is made of metal and there's all sorts of magnetic fields associated with a power chair. So usually that's the way I do it. I hold it above my head as high as I can and then just rotate my chair. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's starting to rain. I'm gonna look up online and see, because these little windows where those sensors are, they're really dark. And while the obstacle avoidance is working, I mean, I'm getting readings on the screen, it's giving me errors saying that it might fail, not that it actually has. So I'm gonna head back, plug this thing into the computer, download the DJI Go Assistant, and see if we can recalibrate them. And actually, while we're here and it's raining, let me show you the outside of this van. So it's obviously raining, but we've got the clear coat on here, so you can see the water beads up on it. That's really neat. I like that kind of effect. Normally rust would just soak up the water and it wouldn't do that. All right, we're down. Oh, there's some fingerprints on this case. Anyways, downloading DJI Assistant 2. Gonna see if we can calibrate these vision sensors and see if they're gonna work. Oh, I should look at the old parts out there. I'm gonna look at the old case and see if, in fact, the little windows where the cameras are supposed to be are dark or not. Okay, this is installing. I'm gonna go grab that. Apparently what you have to do is point the drone at your monitor and this little box will move around. That's weird. Let me clear up some desk space here. This looks like an interesting process. All right, here we go. This is gonna be one of the weirdest calibration things I've ever seen. So, it's connected to the computer and it's telling me to move it towards the screen. And you can actually see the little box there. So you have to move the drone around. And using its camera connected to the computer, the box moves around the screen and you have to keep pointing the drone in different directions to calibrate it. Man, this is weird. And what's nuts is you can actually see down here in the corner of the screen what the vision cameras are seeing. Okay, forward camera calibration complete. Oh, now we gotta do the same thing with the cameras on the bottom. This is so weird. Rotate aircraft 90 degrees. Ah, there we go. This is so weird. All right, now it's downloading the calibration info. And the fat one's wondering what the heck I'm doing over here. And so is Kitty. It's processing the calibration data, so hopefully that works. That's a super strange tool. Like, it's plugged into the computer with USB and you have to like point it at the screen and stuff. Just went and grabbed the other part of this thing. Let's see. Not only are these not dark, there's actually no lens in there whatsoever, or something I can poke this with. Yeah, there's absolutely no lens in this hole. See? You can just stick something right through it. That's interesting. Well, maybe it's a feature then, because I actually have a lot of trouble when you're flying towards the sun with this thing, and it gets a ton of interference. The front sensors get tricked really easily. So maybe these are like UV filters or something on here, and they'll actually be a feature. I said the word feature a lot. Okay, so that's calibration is successful. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, there's a flight simulator. You can fly the thing on your laptop. By the way, if you use a Mac computer or a MacBook and you're doing stuff like this where you do not have it plugged into power, you know the screen always wants to like turn off, and right in the middle of something it'll power down and be super annoying. And that just started blinking. There's a program called Caffeine, just like it sounds, like the coffee. It's just called Caffeine. And what it does is it puts this little tiny coffee cup up here in your system tray, or whatever they call that on a Mac. And all you do is click on it, and while that thing looks like it's got coffee in the cup, your computer won't go to sleep. So like right now while I'm doing a firmware update, I just click on that, and it will stay on until the battery is dead. The screen will not go to sleep. So if you use a Mac, that's a very handy program. I use it on the desktop here when I'm editing videos as well, because I don't want the thing going to sleep when it's rendering. That is the program, and that is where you get it from. And you just get this little coffee cup, and when you click on it, it gets filled with coffee. And when you click on it, coffee goes away. Super awesome program. Well, that all took a little bit longer than I planned. It's now 2 in the morning, and it is way too dark outside to attempt flying this thing.
after dark, the vision sensors don't work. Plus, not to mention the noise that thing's going to make. So we'll have to test this tomorrow when it's daylight again, assuming it's not raining. Hopefully it shouldn't be. It's supposed to be like 95 degrees tomorrow. Anyhow, yeah, that's it for now.